Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world today. We're here with the star of Las Vegas's new show on the Las Vegas Strip. Steve Falcon's comedy Hypnosis Hour can now be seen at the Underground Theater at the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino, of course, again on the Las Vegas Strip. Shows take place Thursday through Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. and Wednesday at 8 p.m. The star of the show, Steve Falcon, is here. Steve, thanks so much for joining me today. How are you?
Hey, great. That was a mouthful. How'd you get through all that without a second take? That was amazing. You must be a pro.
We do what we can here around here. We've been doing this a long time, Steve, and we're so delighted to have you here. Congratulations on being the new guy on the Las Vegas Strip first.
Thank you so very much. It's still a little surreal. We've been open for 1 week now. It's been just a whirlwind, like every day, just working hard, and I don't think it's even sunk in yet, to be honest with you.
I can imagine so. Vegas has always been the home of unforgettable entertainment, but your show puts the audience in the spotlight. What made you want to bring this experience to Vegas?
You know, I'm a Vegas guy. I actually moved here for the first time in '96. Came to visit, fell in love with the city, moved here, and have spent pretty much all of my adult life here. Now my career's taken some different paths and taken me out of town a few times, and that's to be expected. But the goal always was to be home. And with this opportunity now, I have a great permanent home, you know, right here on the Strip. I mean, it couldn't get any better for a performer if that's your goal. And it always was my goal to end up right here. So I knew eventually that Steve Falcon's comedy Hypnosis Hour needed to live on the Las Vegas Strip. It's always been my dream, and here we are, right?
How many years would you say it took to get to that point?
Wow, that's a really deep question. It should be simple. It should be a very short answer. The short version of that, probably about 15 years. And I got close a couple times, and I've had some great limited engagements on the Strip and been able to work here on a regular basis and perform my comedy hypnosis show. But in order to get an actual residency here on the Strip, it's been a good 15 years of hard work and really proving yourself, proving the show and putting in the reps. And, you know, as any performer will tell you, go out on the road and pay your dues and get that stage time. And now we're talking about thousands and thousands of hours later. It pays off.
For multiple years, you were having a successful run out in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. What did taking your show on the road teach you about creating a successful live show?
You bet. The show itself, the structure of the show, is really based around that heavy audience interaction. And when people come to a comedy hypnosis show, sometimes they think they're going to get forced to go up and participate, and it's just not the case. This show is a blast for the people on stage and the people in the audience, and building that rapport. And traveling to Myrtle Beach and performing there, I really got a great feel for the different types of crowds and the different types of tourists and locals that will come to the show, and really hone my skills in learning the audience by interacting with them. And you know, in modern times, the interactions with stage performers and comedians, we see all these TikTok reels. There's a lot of heckling and a lot of negativity, and that seems to be popular because it goes viral. But in my show, all that interaction is so positive. We're just having fun. I like to think of it as, when I'm on stage, I'm hanging out with my friends, and if you came to the show, you're my friend. So we're going to cut it up. We're going to have fun. We're going to tell silly jokes, you know, and just enjoy each other's time and really feel that bonding experience. I like to think of it as, if we were trapped on an island, these are the people that, you know, who's the one that's going to build the shelter? Who's the one that's going to make the radio out of coconuts? Who's the one that's going to gather the firewood? That's kind of how my show is. We all get to know each other and have fun. But I learned in Myrtle Beach to read the audience and get to know the audience members, and then tailor the performance to suit the audience that I'm in front of. Like they say, you want to play the room, and thousands of hours, I got really great at reading the room, and it's helped the show immensely, because it really has helped me to include and involve everybody that comes.
What have you learned about human behavior from this show, building off of that?
You know, I have learned to read people, just like a mentalist, you know, might read people for subtle clues and hints to develop what their thought process might be. When I invite folks to come up on stage, and then they have agreed to kind of not give themselves over, but to participate and be open to the experience, you can learn a lot about a person by how willing or reluctant they are, how they react to the suggestion, and how much comfort they need to open up to you, and at the same time managing different personalities in the audience as well that may or not believe what they're seeing, or they need something to convince them that what they're seeing is real. And you're maybe taking a person that's had a bad day and they still came to the show anyway, and you're trying to cheer them up and let them have fun. And you realize if you've got 150 people in the room, you've got 150 different personalities that have 150 different needs, and there's so many different ways to connect with those people, but you have to be able to figure out where they're at so you can meet them there. And that's really, learning to do that has been the result of all these years, but it's I like to say I've got eyes in the back of my head now. I can see things coming from a mile away because you just learn to read everything that's going on around you.
I know there's probably a huge list, but can you think of something that's like the most surprising thing that's happened at your show?
In a comedy hypnosis show, I love spontaneity and I love genuine moments. But the show's very well structured. So we it's entertainment, but at the same time we're managing it well to keep people safe and happy. So there's very few moments where something really bizarre or strange would happen. But I will tell you that it is a show that's a little more adult in humor. And we've had some wild moments, and I don't know that I want to share them publicly. Maybe you just have to come to the show and see for yourself. It is a lot of fun, and we do have probably those crazy moments are more just seeing somebody just break down and enjoy themselves and cut loose. I think that would be it. I'll save the rest for when you come see me. I know you come see me soon, Chris. You'll get
I will come see you. Absolutely. We live right here near the Vegas Strip. We're going to be there soon. I'm so happy. We love new entertainment on the Las Vegas Strip. There hasn't been as much in recent years.
Yeah, there's not. The industry, it's slowed down a little bit, and Vegas is once again reinventing themselves, right? We've got a great hockey team. We've got a great WNBA basketball team. We're getting a baseball stadium. There's talks, we've got the Raiders. There's talks of, potentially NBA, who knows? So it's really, Vegas is going through the next evolution, but there'll always be a place in the city. This is the entertainment capital of the world. So there'll be new generations of shows. There's been a few great shows that have opened up in the last year and 2 years, but you're right. It's not as widespread as it used to be, right? I think at one time there were 13 comedy hypnosis shows on the Strip. This is, maybe 20 years ago. And going back even further, because I love studying the history of Vegas entertainment. In the 60s, they would have a hypnosis show at 10 o'clock, midnight, 2 a.m. They might even have a 4 a.m. show. I mean, the city changes and evolves, but I feel like it's all cyclical. There's always room for great entertainment in this city.
What would you say in general, beyond the entertainment, being someone who's from here, been here, seen changes 30 years, can't even imagine the state of Las Vegas in general, where we've gone in the last 10 years. It's been incredible.
Yeah, I talk to people all the time that, when I first moved here, finding a true Las Vegas born and raised local was very rare. I mean, there were plenty of families that had grown up here, but it was rare in the 90s. But now you've got a couple of generations since then of people that were born and raised here. And I think they kind of drive the evolution of the city, because these younger folks are coming into management positions and directing the flow of business and everything else here in Vegas, along with the reinvention. I mean, you're just going to see all of those changes. But even on the Strip, with all of the construction and hotels that close and reinvent themselves, like the Hard Rock that's now going up, that huge Guitar, and the Mirage, we've lost the Mirage. And this is just a constant evolution. And I tell people, if you haven't been here in 5 years, you don't know Vegas anymore, because it's a different place. Every time you come, it's going to be a different place.
Make a valid point. So let's get back to it, just because you've confirmed this on TripAdvisor, but just to confirm for our audience, there are no plants at your show.
No. In fact, I'm terrible at plants and any kind of horticulture. I've killed every plant in my home. I don't water them frequently enough. I'm kidding, Chris. I know what you're talking about. People planted in the audience are actors for the show. I want to put this in perspective. So I film every single show. of my career. And every night, in every show, there are an assortment of new folks on stage that came to the show that night. So on any given night, you could have 10 to 16 folks on stage. Now, from the perspective that we were hiring actors or people that were involved in the show, in order to hire, I mean, in the last 5 years, I would have had to hire 16,000 different actors that none of them would have gone online and said, I worked for this guy, I was in the show every night, or he rotated me in once a week. I mean, it's just not possible. Either I would have been the largest employer in the state of South Carolina, or it's just not feasible to think that. And it really is an interesting experience for me as a performer to step out on stage and have no idea who's going to be on stage that night. I mean, talk about working without a safety net, right? So every single night, it's a surprise to the audience who comes up. It's a surprise to me. And I think for a new hypnotist, and certainly when I was a new hypnotist, that's a scary thought. You know, you come out, am I not going to get enough people? Are they not going to be fun? What are we going to do if it doesn't work? And then over the years, you realize you've got all the tools to just have a fun show, no matter who comes up. Because the people that come to the show, I mean, the overwhelming majority are there to have fun. And the people that come on stage are really taking a chance that, hey, I'm going to try this thing and see how it goes and see what it feels like. And if you read my reviews, and I'm so very proud of like the Google reviews, the TripAdvisor reviews, I get a lot of feedback that say either I came on stage and I'm so glad I did, or I didn't go up there, and now that I've seen the show, I regret it. I'm going to go back and go up because it looked like it was a lot of fun. Those are some of the best responses I can get to describe that feeling and that involvement and that participation.
Where did you study to be a hypnotist?
So, you know, we've got some great hypnotists here in Las Vegas. And, you know, the person that sparked my interest was Kevin Lapine, who's got a show downtown. And I learned hypnosis from him. That was my entry, my gateway into hypnosis. And over the years, the best way to develop your craft is practice. And I was very fortunate for many years to be involved with some of the other shows on the Strip. And I would go at night and I would be present while those shows were taking place. And I would take that opportunity, especially at the Flamingo Hotel, where I spent years. I would walk out at about 10 o'clock at night and just walk around Bugsy's bar and approach tourists and say, hey, would you like to see a card trick? You know, can I entertain you with this? Have you ever been hypnotized before? And that led to the opportunity to just interact with complete strangers, build rapport with them, and do some cool stuff and have some fun and hypnotize those strangers right on the spot, you know, akin to street performing. And that developed and honed my craft over the years, and I got really great at. Hypnotists pride themselves on rapid inductions. How fast can I hypnotize you? How many different ways can I hypnotize you? And I learned all of those skills one-on-one, trial and error, failures and success, and over the course of all those years. And then more recently, in 2019, I started opening for Anthony Cools, who you may be familiar with. He's retired now. He was 16 years at the Paradise Hotel. Yeah, he's a very dear friend of mine. And I started opening for him. And then eventually he produced an afternoon version of his show, which is family friendly. And I had the privilege of performing that for several months. And then coming into 2020, we all know what happened there. And everything shut down, and we took the detour. We went to Myrtle Beach when everything opened back up. But, you know, it's been many years since I've learned hypnosis, and I really feel now that this is the perfect time for me to be here.
A couple of skeptic questions for general people watching this. Can hypnotism be used against somebody's will?
That's a deep question. Can hypnotism be used against somebody's will? The short answer is, like anything else, yes. Anything can be weaponized against you, right? But the better answer is, in a show like this, it's all about fun and lightheartedness. So there's a lot of misconceptions that people think that hypnosis might be mind control or body control. You know, we watch movies and somebody does that and then everybody just falls down. I think that's a very sensational way to present it. And what I reassure the audience when they come is that we're here to have fun. We're going to keep it safe. We're going to keep it friendly. And people are here, their friends and family are keeping an eye on them, you know. and it's all just such lighthearted. And I don't even do any fear-based routines, or we keep it all happy and friendly at all times. I want somebody to feel so much better when they leave the show than when they arrived. And there's so many therapeutic benefits to hypnosis. Now, I'm not conducting a therapy session during the show, but we're building it in and we're making people feel great. And typically when they leave the show, they're just excited and happy, and anything that they've been stressed out about has kind of been temporarily relieved for them, and they leave with such a positive outlook, having such a fun experience. And we keep it positive like that.
So speaking about that, how can hypnosis be used in a positive way?
Using hypnosis positively has been done for hundreds of years. In fact, the origins of this type of stage show, the hypnotherapists back in the vaudeville days and earlier were using a stage show to demonstrate the powers of hypnosis. They did it in an entertaining format, but what they were doing was building a clientele for their therapy business. And even today, hypnotherapy is very popular for dealing with smoking and addictions and stress. I mean, you name it, hypnotherapy can help. Now, I don't delve into that. I have great knowledge of it, but again, I enjoy the performance side of it, so we keep it just for entertainment. But I will leave a few positive suggestions as people are leaving, reinforcing how great they feel physically, emotionally. I've had people with different problems, different motor control problems and things that they couldn't control, that got hypnotized and their body just relaxed, and it brought them relief during the show. So even though we were having fun, it was actually bringing them relief from things that bother them on a chronic basis daily. And I think when those types of, I want to call them miracles, happen, it really reinforces the power of what we're doing, and the other side, the positive, very positive upside and long-lasting positive upside of hypnosis, as opposed to just the entertainment that we're doing on stage. You can really impact some people in a positive way.
I agree with that 100%. Who are some people from the Las Vegas entertainment community that you'd like to hypnotize and wish they would come to your show?
The benefit of having been a Vegas guy for so long, and I've worked with different productions behind the scenes. I've been a technical director for many shows. I know some of the great performers in this town. I'm very privileged that many of them I've either been able to spend time with them socially, or they've seen me perform. I've done these shows at Venetian and Mandalay Bay, and people have come out to support. I don't think I want to name anybody specifically that should come up on stage and get hypnotized. I just want to say that I've really enjoyed being a part of this entertainment community, which it's a big city now, but it's a small community, and it's a
very small.
Right? Yeah. And I'm just so fortunate to be a part of it, really. I'm so happy to be around and call these people my peers now,
Absolutely. I'm fortunate to be able to talk with all of you guys and cover all your guys' shows and come see them, obviously. So I understand exactly what you mean.
Yeah, fantastic. Although if I could catch Anthony Cools just one night up on my stage, it'll never happen, but come to think of it, I'd love to get him up here.
So in closing, Steve Falcon's Comedy Hypnosis Hour can be seen again at the Underground Theater at the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino on the Las Vegas Strip. Shows take place Thursday through Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tell us why we should come see the show.
You should come see the show because you've never seen anything like it. There's no two hypnosis shows that are alike, and each night is different because we never know who's going to be here. And we're in this great room in the Underground Theater at a fun property at the MGM Grand. I mean, it's the crown jewel of the collection of hotels for the MGM Corporation, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be here. And I'm sharing the Underground Theater with Tapeface, who's awesome. If you haven't seen Tapeface, you got to come see him. Come share my excitement and fun, would you? I mean, come see the show and just enjoy yourself, have fun, and get up on stage with me, see what it's all about.
How long did it take for this progress to happen when you started talking to get to the MGM?
You mean as far as once the opportunity?
Yeah.
It was a long time in the works, but like anything else, once a golden opportunity comes up, you want to move as fast as you can, right? Because you want to capitalize on that opportunity. So as soon as it came to fruition and became a reality, I was all in. There's no better place. There's no place I'd rather be than right here at the MGM Grand. So we made it happen really fast. We worked hard to get here too.
Absolutely, I can understand that. Link down in the description below to find more information and purchase tickets to Steve Falcon's Comedy Hypnosis Hour. Steve Falcon, thanks so much for being on Steve One Interview today. We really appreciate it.
Chris, I can't thank you enough, and I hope to see you really soon. Let me know when you're coming, okay?
We sure will.